What's up, YouTube? This is the Live Sports Talk with another recap video of the first round of the NBA playoffs, of the Game 1s. This one is on the Spurs and Jazz game. Now, the Spurs handily won this game. They won by 15, 106-91. I did think this before, and I still think this now, that this series is going to come down to, at first I said a Game 7, but I'm thinking more of a 6-game now. I think the Spurs are going to win in 6 or 7. Obviously, they won this game fairly easily, but the Spurs are never that good in the playoffs. They've lost Game 1 a number of years in a row. This is the first time they've won a Game 1 in a while. And, I mean, I know that's good for them, but I still don't think this is going to be a breezed walk-through series. I mean, the Jazz have a pretty good team if you really look at it. I mean, Al Jefferson, great center. Paul Millsap. Gordon Hayward is a great young guy that's coming into his own in the NBA. He was 12 for 12 from the line yesterday. He had 17 points. I mean, he didn't have the greatest shooting day, 1 for 4 from 3 and 2 for 6 for the field. But, I mean, that happens. Millsap had 20. He was 8 for 14. And Jefferson had 16. He was 8 for 16. Now, on the Spurs side, Tony Parker played a great game. 28 points, 10 for 19 from the field, and 8 for 10 from the line. He played great. Tim Duncan did what he always does in the playoffs. Had 17 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. I mean, you can almost bank on him having that in the playoffs. Steven Jackson off the bench had 14 points. And then a bunch of other guys just contributed a couple. Bonner had 9. Kawhi Leonard had 6. Diaw had 9. Ginobili had 7 off the bench. I mean, these guys come in and they do what they need to do to get the win. They had 10 steals and only 10 turnovers, whereas the Jazz had 16 turnovers. Now, the big key in this game was the Spurs just shot better, really. They shot better from 3. They shot better. They shot better threes. They shot better from the field, and they created more turnovers. They did not win the rebounding battle, which is, I guess some would say, would be surprising. But when you're making shots, it's not as big of the deal. They only had 3 less defensive rebounds, and they had 3 less offensive rebounds. So, I mean, it's not a huge gap, but it's just something to think about. I mean, the Jazz have talent. They just didn't keep up with the Spurs this game. It seemed like they fell into their own in the fourth quarter, where they tied the Spurs in the fourth quarter. But first quarter they were down. They lost by 6. Second quarter they lost by 1. Third quarter they lost by 8, and then it was done from there. I think the Jazz will be able to come back somewhat in this series and, be able to make it a series, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to win it after what I saw in this game. They just didn't look like a playoff caliber team. So that's it for me. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter @LiveSportsTalk. And check out my other videos. All right, peace.